Alright guys, so we're back to crunch day 2. I said I was going to start working out every day because I had been working out 4 days a week. Not that I wasn't working out hard, but honestly 4 days a week just hasn't been conducive to my mental health. Honestly, I'm somebody that needs to be doing something every day, whether it's not that it's lifting hard every day, but getting up early, at least doing something functional, lifting hard most likely 5 days a week. My 6th day will be, I don't know yet, boxing, something cardio related. I know everybody hates cardio, but we're trying to be functionally fit, you know. So like I said yesterday, when I was doing the TRX, you know, not everybody's trying to be Mr. Olympia. There's a lot of machines you can use in most gyms, but for people who are beginning lifters and just getting to the gym, jump on the TRX, add that to your workout. It's such an easy piece of equipment that you can buy for super cheap, have it at your house. You can add an extra workout for your biceps, your back, your shoulders. Like, I get a crazy bicep pump from doing TRX face pulls. I mean, I don't really get that type of pump with cable machines. You know, a lot of people do the cables and they're doing the curls to the side of the head. I can never feel that. I have no mind muscle connection when it comes to those standing cable curls, but obviously from the ground, but not to the side of the head ones that you see people doing. I swear those are for Instagram. Like, I don't think people actually get a good pump from that. But the standing TRX curls, even when your body doesn't have to be at a crazy angle, the pump is crazy. So if you need something to add to your workout, add some TRX work to it. Again, most people are trying to be functionally fit. You want to put on size, you want to be aesthetic, but you also want to be functional. You want to maintain some flexibility, some movement. These types of exercises like calisthenic work, it's going to keep your body looser, not be so stiff and rigid from only using machines. That's why I feel like, as I eat my cottage cheese, sorry about that, trying to get this in before leg day, but that's why I always do at least some calisthenic work for no matter what day I'm doing to finish my workout. Push-ups, pull-ups, body squats, whatever it might be. Something that's only using my body weight and me controlling me. So, yeah, we're trying to get swole, we're trying to get jacked. Everybody want to get, but we're trying to also be functional, athletic. So, all right, we're going to finish this up, get in here and get it in. Today's leg day. Let's go. Whew. All right, so today we're getting under some squats. I hardly ever heavy back squat. If I had to max out my back squat, I'd probably be super weak. But you still got to stay functional. And back squat is a staple in any leg workout or strength workout. I always believe in full range of motion for squats, especially if you're an athlete. We're going to do back squat. We'll do leg extension, seated press, hamstring curl, calves, and we'll just do calves in between.
Honestly, I feel like when I warm up my calves, it actually helps my squat. I feel more balanced. I don't think people realize how much of their calves they use just to balance when they're doing squats. I like to mix it up, so I started with like a neutral stance. I'll do wide and then I'll do a little bit closer, so I'll do a little bit closer now. Sumo grip, deadlift, things like that. Because my hamstrings have always been much weaker. My hips have always been much weaker. Like I said, even though you think playing professional basketball, you would have doing machines. I feel like if you're gonna back squat, you should always warm up with like quad extensions. But today I was just too lazy to do that. But back extensions are always perfect to warm up. Same with calves, like I said. People underestimate how much they use their calves when they're squatting. All right, we're gonna do one more set of back squat, and then we're gonna jump to the machines. People who say, "Oh, I can't get my calves to grow," they don't do calves every day. Trust me, if they did calves every day, they wouldn't say, "Oh, my calves can't grow." People who say, "Oh, I can't back squat. I don't have any strength. I can't get my numbers up." They don't squat enough. If you really want to, I don't care about how heavy my back squat is. But if you really cared about how heavy your back squat was, then you would back squat twice a week, at least 3 times a week. It doesn't have to be heavy, but you do have to get your body in that motion where you're actually doing the movement. Just doing the movement is half of it. So if you think you're just gonna, get a better bench, get a better squat just by doing it once a week, it's highly doubtful unless you're just like freak genetics. Most people have to do the movement in order to let's get the machines. Actually, we'll do one burnout set with just one plate, and then we'll finish up. Like I said, I don't take I'm not going to sit on the squat rack for an hour and a half like some power lifter doing a set every 10 minutes. As you can see, I'm breathing heavy, doing a set about every probably less than 2 minutes each. So I try to use, even when I'm doing upper body, I try to use the workout itself as some form of cardio. You know, why do you need 5 minutes of rest in between? Again, you're not a power unless you're a power lifter. What do you need to do that much time in between your sets for? So take like a minute and a half, 2 minutes in between each set. Keep your heart rate jacked. Especially if I'm doing legs. Like I don't want my leg pump to go down. I don't want my joints to get stiff. You know, I'm not lifting like a power lifter. I'm lifting like somebody who plays professional basketball. I'm trying to keep my tendons and joints intact without destroying my knees. Because I'm putting miles and miles and miles a day playing pro basketball. I'm not just sitting on the couch. So again, we're trying to be functional. All right, so we're going from the squats to some hamstrings. Should have done some hamstrings before I did the squats, but again, I was being pretty lazy today. I didn't really warm up too great. Whew. Just a basic hamstring curl machine. I do like the ones lying down probably more than the regular. The seated ones are good too, but I probably do prefer the ones where you're lying down more than the other ones, just from the stretch. Simply for the stretch. I feel like, especially with long legs, these machines, you really get that full stretch on the back of your hamstring. The way that it pulls your knees over the back of the pad, you really getting that full extension stretch every time. Whereas sometimes I don't feel it as much on the seated ones. Compared to my quads, my hamstrings are super weak. Again, probably not weak compared to most people, but still weak. For an athlete, I would say they're weak. Again, playing pro basketball is the most used muscle is going to be your calves because you're supporting your Achilles, your ankle, and your knees. And then it's going to be quads. Everything in basketball is quad dominant. Stopping, going backwards, lateral. Everything's going to be related to like your knee strength, so it's going to be your quads. So hamstrings is one thing that, for me, it's really hard to work during the season because I always feel like it makes my legs so heavy that it's hard for me to be productive on the basketball court. So for some reason, I can always do tons of quads and not really feel overly gassed, overly worn out. But as soon as I start doing some hamstrings, I feel like I don't have that explosiveness on the court. I don't have that explosiveness laterally. Everything basically, if I was doing a lot of hamstrings. if I have a break for, 4 or 5 days, 6 days, without a game, okay, it's easy enough to do a hamstring workout. But if you're going extended periods of time, like 3-4 weeks without doing any hamstring workouts, then you try to do a hamstring workout, I mean, you're going to be screwed for like 2 weeks. So even if you're not going to do heavy, you got to maintain with some high volume, low rep, some good stretch reps. Like my hamstrings are already cooked just from 4 sets and squats. So today we're just gonna burn out hella hamstring curls. We'll finish with lunges today, but we're gonna do a ton of hamstring curls, lighter weight. Again, my hamstrings are so weak because I really haven't been doing them. I've been doing a lot of quad dominant exercises. So today we're just gonna burn them out. Full stretch. Up. Up. I should have raised that one to start. People underestimate how much they use their calves when they're working out, especially athletes. I feel like I hardly ever see athletes doing calf work. Everything is related to your calf. If you're having knee pain, do more calf raises. If you're having ankle pain, do more calf raises. If you're having, do heel walks. Work the front of your shin for your ankles. So much is related to the muscles that are below your knee. Everybody worries about the muscles that are above their knee. You got to worry about the muscles that are below your knee as well. Wait a little bit. Like I said, for hamstrings today, we're just going to do hella burnout sets. Nothing crazy. I got to get my hamstrings back to being active. Not that I haven't been doing legs, but like I said, I'm super quad dominant. So I just had an interaction with a lady. Another perfect example of gym culture. You never know who you might motivate. You never know who you might interact with. Just the simplest thing. Like I said, that's why I like to, post my workouts and, do a lot of social media stuff for fitness, because you never know who you're going to motivate. A lady came up to me, I saw you filming the other day. You were in the room with the TRX, this and that. Are you on YouTube and this? And I'm like, yeah, I like to post a lot of fitness stuff. And she's like, oh, no, that's great. I just overheard you while you were talking to yourself on the camera about the TRX. Now I know a lot of different movements for the TRX and, how to use that. I didn't know how to use it before. So that's a perfect example. Like this morning, I was talking about the TRX and how beneficial it is. And some lady I've never met before just came up to me saying that she saw me in the gym yesterday using the TRX and how now she knows how to use it just from watching me do it and talk about it. So never underestimate gym culture, and like you never know who's gonna benefit from you doing your exercises. So I always tell people to post on social media, post their workouts. It doesn't really matter. Again, you think you got to have like the best body. You think you got to have the best workout, something unique, something that nobody's seen before. Trust me, everybody's seen every single workout that's ever been done, basically. So, post, be confident in yourself. You never know who you're going to motivate. We're going to move on to, let's see. We got some quad extensions. My favorite machine, leg extensions. Let's go. If there's one machine that people should do the most of, it's leg extension machine. Whether it's for actually building muscle or whether it's for warming up. There's no better exercise to do to warm up your knees, especially for basketball. Just throw on super lightweight, throw on 10 pounds, 25 pounds, it doesn't matter. You just do high volume reps. Nothing's gonna warm up your patella tendon more. Your hamstring, your quad tendon on top, your kneecaps. A lot of basketball players, they get really sore on the top of their knee because your patella tendon runs all the way from the bottom all the way to the top into your quad. And that's easily the tightest muscle that most basketball players deal with. Jump on the quad machine before practice, after practice, and really get your patella tendon warmed up. It's not just about building muscle, especially if you've had injuries in your knees. You got to do a lot of high volume stuff just to stay injury free, pain free, stuff like that. But I've never had knee pain, thank God, knock on wood. So we trying to build muscle through it. But I've had serious knee injuries. I had my MCL and my ACL right here, complete reconstruction. My MCL basically exploded. I was landed on the side. I was under the hoop boxing out. Dude landed on me, blew my knee out completely on the side. Had to have it completely stretched out, reattached when I was in college. Took about 9 months to fully recover. But luckily I had a trainer who was fully dedicated to me. To get me back where I needed to be. Like I said, your recovery after your injury is going to dictate how you finish your career. A lot of people who would have had my injury may have never played basketball again, or at least played basketball at a high level. But to this day, I even forget that I ever had an injury. I mean, I can't even remember that it happened most of the time. I forget. I never have knee pain. I worked out twice a day it was about 7 months before I touched the basketball and got back on the court. Happened in November my senior year. I was able to redshirt and I was back on the court. My second surgery was January and February. So I got back on the court sometime around September. So it was February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, it was about 7.5 months before I was back on the court doing stuff, and about 8 or 9 months before I was doing full contact. So I was able to play again my full season, my 5th year, and dominated. I mean, Like I said, to this day, I forget that it even happened, which is hard to believe. But that goes from maintaining workouts like this year round since it happened, and things I've done my whole basketball career. So you're talking, 15 years of leg exercises, even if they're maybe weren't heavy all the time, still focusing on those quads, still focusing on those calves, even if the weight isn't too high. When you're doing these machines, you gotta do some single leg, especially if you have injuries. Really focus on that leg. For me, you could say one way or the other, it doesn't matter how you turn your foot, but I feel like when I turn my foot outwards, I'm really focusing more on my quad. So if I'm turning my foot a little bit out, I'm focusing more on the inside of my quad. If I focus on kind of not turning my leg, but tilting my toe inwards, I'm focusing more on the exterior of my quad. So it depends on, what part of my knee is really sore. I really want to focus on that area, slow, controlled. Damn. Whew. And if you're not making ugly faces when you do legs, then shit, are you really working your legs? All right, we're trying to do this workout within, I think I started at 6:30, so I'm trying to finish in an hour and a half. Finish by 8 o'clock at 7:35. Doing a little bullshitting, a little bit of talking, but not too much break between reps. I like to do some where I drop one, bring it up, 2, take 1, drop it down, 3, take 1, really slow. So explode up, hang 1, drop it real slow. Explode up, drop 1, explode up, 2, drop 1, slow and controlled down. Explode up, real slow. Explode up. Again, this is a great exercise for your patella tendon to really warm up. Doesn't have to be heavy weight. Whew. So this exercise, the same one I was doing with the quads. It's another underrated exercise. It's 2 up, 1 down, slow and controlled, especially just for warming up. Again, if you want to, put the whole stack on there and pound out, 2 legs, that's fine. But especially for warming up, athletes, 2 up hard and then coming down with 1. So 2 up, drop 1, slow and controlled all the way down. 2 up, explode, drop 1, control the ascend hard with 2, and then descend with 1, slowly and control. Down, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1. Whew. And then pump it out. This is not my favorite machine. This hoist fitness or whatever it's called, they're not conducive to people with long legs. As you can see, this is a full extension. I physically can't bring it back any farther. So my leg can't get a full extension on this. The other machine's taken, so we're gonna make do. We're gonna do single leg. At least I can get deep into it, but the machine doesn't let me fully extend. So we're just gonna fire that quad in between that gap. Like I said, as you can see, this is as far as I can extend it. The machine physically won't let me go any farther. But at least I can get deep and really work that quad. Just keep it active in that gap. Whew. You really got to be flexible getting in and out of some of these machines too, especially anyone with longer legs. A lot of these hoist machines, that was what I was using for the hamstring curl. And I do like that hamstring machine, but a lot of these machines for the quads, I don't know. Their range of motion is made for somebody who's like 5'8". I don't really get it. Like, it's nowhere, even if I was 6'4", I don't even think I'd be able to extend my legs, which in my opinion doesn't make sense. The range of motion, again, the machines are super smooth. I do like the machines, but they ain't conducive to anyone over 5'10". But we're gonna make do. Fire that quad. Damn. Whew. My legs are done. 2, 3, 4. Whew. God damn. We're gonna hit some lunges to finish. Whew. One thing I always forget to do when I'm doing legs is breathe. It's like a bad habit. I always feel like I'm holding my damn breath. Get to the end of my set and I'm like, my head's ready to explode or some shit. You gotta breathe the same. That's what I'm doing upper body. All right, so we got a good pump today. It was, I think we started at like 6:30, 6:35, which ain't bad. Not too much talking. I tried to do as much lifting as talking while I was doing it, so I'm not wasting any time. We kept it simple. Wasn't gonna do anything crazy today. The only hamstrings I had planned on doing was the leg curls and the lunges, of course, at the end. But so we did. We started with squats. I should have started with the leg extensions. I keep preaching about how good they are for warming up. I should have started with the leg extensions, but I didn't. I started with the squats. I still felt pretty good. My knees didn't feel all messed up. Then we went into the hamstring curls, then the leg extensions, then back to the hamstring curls, calves, seated leg press, and then we finished with the lunges. So about 4 exercises. We killed each one, not counting reps. Just basically supersets, quad, hamstring, quad, 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 hamstring, with minimal breaks in between. And we finished it up. My legs are done, absolutely fried. Like I said, it's been about 8 days, honestly, since I trained legs. Just maybe a little over a week. So like my legs are fried right now. We're gonna try to get a leg. Today's Tuesday. We're gonna try to get another leg day Friday. Lighter weight, more mobility, hip stuff. Things that I really need to work on is my hip mobility. So external, internal, all that good hip stuff. That's what we're gonna do on Friday. And shit, no, that's it. Legs are fried. We killed it. Let's go.